Welcome to Section 420, Talkin Yankees, the podcast. Well, as the Seinfeld episode goes, people go down to Florida, mainly New Yorkers, to die. And it looks like this Yankee season just died. Not only lose this weekend series against the Miami/Florida Marlins, but lose it, the final game, in the most brutal fashion possible. Probably one of the worst Yankee losses I could remember in recent history. Definitely the worst loss of the year, hands down. Blowing a 7-1 lead eventually, but blowing the game, giving up 5 runs in the bottom of the 9th inning there, and allowing the Marlins to come all the way back to take the final game in 8-7, thrilling fashion for them, but just brutal for the Yankees. And kind of, look, we know the season was kind of gone anyway, but this really put the stamp on it. So we'll dive into the whole thing. But before we do, I know there's some baseball left. I know it's grim. I know it's bleak. It's depressing. But there'll be some complaining. You want to catch all that for the rest of the season as well as the off season. Only way you can do that is by being an exclusive podcast subscriber. So you're listening now, look for a button that says subscribe or follow, something like that, and you get notified when new content goes up. Also want to check out the YouTube channel, so I know you like to hear me, but maybe you want to see me. Go to YouTube, Section 420 Talkin Yankees, hit that bell, subscribe. Just had our interview, just finished up. It's just around the corner, will be uploaded soon. A couple other Yankee podcasts. Again, pretty upset with Steinbrenner and Cashman, so you want to get some early bashing there. You got a preview of that. It's just around the corner, so make sure you subscribe both areas. So getting back to this team, look. We know the writing's on the wall with this team. It's kind of like, you look at an older relative, unfortunately, or maybe a pet you've had a while, and it's just getting a little bit bony. And, it's just like you kind of see it's not really longing for this world. And it's just kind of what this Yankee team is right now. I know technically they're alive, somewhat of a grab of one of the final wild card spot there. But look, this team is terrible right now. And obviously the pitchers in shambles. And you get a situation where, the offense at least showed up this week, and you can't complain there. But it's just when you're losing games in weird fashion, you're just a bad team. That's just what it is. You can point fingers, look at the different things, blame Clay Holmes, you want to blame Boone putting him in, all these different situations, which we'll analyze that. But it's just a bad team, and it is then dying a slow death. They're going to keep running everyone out there. I understand that, but when you're finding ways to lose like that, it's just you're not made for the postseason. So the Yankees are going to hold on and give you the stuff that they're fighting. They're going to fight all the way there. But the starting rotation is in shambles. And now the bullpen, which was like the one bright spot for this Yankee team the whole season, you see them have some setbacks. And, of course, Holmes blows it in a big way. So, look. The series actually did get off to a good start. The first game, the offense, scored 9 runs. You got a 3-run home run by Volpe, and again, he continues to lose power-wise, have a good season. Got a 464-foot blast by Aaron Judge, and look, the series got off to a good foot. Now, the second game there, Sandy Alcantara, look, he's one of the best pitchers in baseball. We know that now. It's going to be a tough game, and look. Give Yankees credit using King as an opener and then going to Johnny Brito. They held their own. They held the Marlins down to 3 runs. You would at least think the Yankees would have a fighting chance, even against a pitcher like Alcantara. But unfortunately, he was able to completely shut the Yankee offense down, which you're not bothered with because into that third game, again, you scored 9 runs in the first game. Okay, a great ace-like pitcher shut you down the second game. You kind of understand it, even though it's kind of pitiful to only score 1 run against you. But again, the guy throws a complete game against the Yankees. But you can almost stomach that in that final game because you have Cole, your guy on the mound. He's dealing. He scored 7 runs, and you figure, all right, it's great. You can almost stomach that second loss. But then to blow it like that, just an unbelievable fashion. And you got to feel bad for Garrett Cole. This is, he should have double digits in wins easily. I think he only has like 9 wins there. He'll probably get the Cy Young because he's leading all the different categories. But just go to where the Yankees have been wasting his efforts all season. Even the bullpen has blown some games for them on, and it definitely blew it big time in this one. Now, look, there's a couple things you can look at this one. It wasn't a save situation, and I know these pitchers are like creatures of habit and stuff, and I know I'm not making an excuse for Clay Holmes, but it shows the bigger problem with this Yankee organization that they're not consistently in leads in games where he's consistently come out and pitching in tight ball games and getting saves. They had to throw him out there just to get him some work because this shows like he hasn't been in many safe situations because the Yankees haven't had many leads for him to work in. So you have to throw him out there. And players, especially pitchers, you don't put them in a safe situation. It's a different adrenaline. It's a different mindset. I know it seems silly. Yes, it's still the dimensions are the same, but you don't have the same adrenaline. We've seen him with Chapman when he was here with the Yankees, even with Mariano sometimes. They would put him in with a big lead there, and this is a different mindset. And sometimes he would give up like a leadoff home run or something like that, just because you come in with like a 4-run lead versus in a tight game where maybe a 1-run, a 2-run lead, and you got to be more fine-handed pitches. Now Holmes is sloppy. didn't help himself. Come backer up the middle there, trying to throw Bell out at first base there, but unfortunately the ball hit Bell. That was the big play. That was the crusher. The ball trickled in the outfield there. Bowers tried to run it down, and of course a couple run scores. And really from there, the writing was on the wall. Was done. Now look, there was one play early on in that inning, a comeback up the middle of the Volpe glove, but wasn't a throw out. Now I'm gonna say it was a routine play. Maybe 6 times out of 10 he would make that play. I mean, it wasn't routine, but that was also contributed as well. But again, you got to blame Holmes. He was sloppy, walking batters, getting hit around, and of course that errant throw to first base. And there's another reason. Look at this team; they don't have their first baseman. I mean, I know Bauer's there. He's not a real first baseman. I know he's just there, obviously plugging the hole until Rizzo gets back, which we don't know when he's getting back. I'm not saying Rizzo would have made the play there, but this goes to just show this team is in bad shape in so many different ways. End up giving up 5 runs there, bringing in Canely to try to clean up Holmes' mess, but again, Canely gives up the game-winning hit there, and it's just a brutal loss for the Yankees, and just the worst loss at the worst time, and clearly the worst loss of the year by far, not even close. I know the Yankees had a similar game early in the year against Cleveland where Herman had that 2-hitter going into the ninth. Now Boone took him out for that very same Clay Holmes, and same deal kind of. He was sloppy, got hit around, even had a bad throwing error to first base there, and the Yankees ended up blowing that game 3-2 and losing. But it's early in the season at that point. It's annoying, but it's not like a death blow. This type of loss is a death blow when you're trying to at least crawl your way back into wild card relevance there. And again, you have this big lead. Cole's dealing. Everything's peaches there. And then the roof falls in there on the Yankees in the ninth inning. And it's just, there's so many things wrong with this team. And if you look at the first 2 games, having to use an opener, taking a playbook from the Tampa Bay there, using Ian Hamilton in the opener in the first game, and then having Randy Vasquez come in. Again, they did a relatively good job. But I just can't remember this Yankee organization having to do that 2 games in a row. So this shows how the starting rotation is just so depleted right now, having to do the same thing with King and Brito then in the second game. So, this is things we haven't seen with this team. It's just such a bad look. And look at the starting rotation. This is gone. I know you have Cole, your ace on the mound. Great. Schmidt, nice, good, gritty plays, having a good season for himself. But after that, what do you got? Rendon, maybe coming back by September. I don't know. Cortez is done for the year. Herman, of course, we know has his issues. He's gone. And you kind of mix and match in Johnny Brito and maybe Randy Vasquez. So they didn't have a starting rotation. So say some miracle they get into the playoffs. What's your rotation? Cole, maybe Rodon will be back. I mean, they don't have a starting rotation. And the one good thing the Yankees had for themselves was the bullpen. And now that, obviously, you can say, well, Holmes is not really closed. That's a problem. They should have gotten a closer at the trade deadline. That I don't know. And maybe could you blame Boone? Hey, you could have just left Middleton in there. I mean, he pitched the 8th as well. He was a low pitch count. You have a big lead. It's not a safe situation. Why are you putting Holmes in there? So you could point a finger around it. It's just they're a losing team. That's just what it is there. And even for this series in the start, I have to get into, Nestor Cortez. Obviously, the news comes down that he re-injured that same rotator cuff that he was out for 2 months for, and he's pretty much going to be shut down for the rest of the year. So it's like, wait a second. You had this guy for 2 months hurt. You cleared him for that start, and he was good in the start. He pitched great 4 innings, and then he aggravated again. Like, what's going like this medical staff? Like, I've never seen this before, just across the board. Even going back to last season, bringing in Montas, not, realizing he's injured, and of course, then he needs surgery to start the season. Obviously, Scott Efros, Lou Trevino, guys who brought in here that needed Tommy John surgery, and then, of course, you had, they brought in Benintendi last season. He needed to be shut down for the torn ligament. What's this medical staff doing? I mean, do they need new microscopes? Do they need glasses? Like, it's just so bad up and down right now. It's just unspeakable, unfathomable, and it's just, really not much to say this. And again, the Yankees are still alive, and they're going to still, say we're still in this, and we're grinding there. We're grinding our bats and stuff. But again, with each passing days, is more and more evident this is not going to be a postseason team. I mean, we know that already, but it's just a loss like that is just, terrible. And I guess the only kind of bright spot, maybe a little levity would be good to see Ben Rovette get his first home run as a Yankee there. Now I can look at the John Sterling call on that one. He starts it off good with Big Ben, okay, but then he strikes 12. I don't get it. I mean, it's a solo home run, and like his hands aren't up like pointing to 12 o'clock. I'd say maybe when he's swinging is kind of pointing to 3 o'clock. So maybe Ben strikes 3. I don't know. But so the John Sterling call on that one could be a little bit better. Again, the first half is good. The second half needs a little work. But that aside, the Yankees have bigger problems there. So terrible series in Miami there. And, of course, down there, I'm sure there's a ton of Yankee fans, all from New York moved down there and all that stuff. So, they go there. They probably get to see the Yankees like maybe once every 2 years, maybe once every 3 years. And so you're all looking forward to that. And then you just have a stinker of the series. And then in that final game, again, Cole, your ace on the mound, dealing, everything's going great. And they blow for him. And again, he should have double-digit wins easily. And he's like, I think there's like 9 or something. It's just such a bad season, bad team right now. Not much to say about that. So now Around the corner, got jumped right into Atlanta. They're probably the best team in baseball, pound for pound. Don't see the Yankees' fortune getting better. Now, they will have DJ LeMayo back, and he was scratched for a couple games with the calf issue. But, of course, he has a lot of issues. So I don't think DJ coming back is really, has a brave shaking in the boots. So, terrible loss, historically bad loss at a historically bad time. But hang on, maybe it could get worse in Atlanta. We'll see.